Hi, Couragaterians. So this one's for you. As many of you know, I have a podcast, Where the Lotus Grows, and this was my Patreon gift to those that listen to our podcast on autism. You know, it's very difficult when you have autism to know where the edges of your body are, where they are in space. Also to understand that every exercise has a push and a pull, and how do you find that within the body. So I'm going to go over 3 things today that a lot of my clients with autism really appreciate, and really many of my clients like these 3 tips as well. So you don't have to have autism to actually enjoy these. You can see here that I have a yoga chair, and those of you in the yoga world know it as an Iyengar chair. It is a folding metal chair, but it is designed different than what you see, you know, at your usual big gathering parties. But you don't have to have the special chair to do it. If you just have a folding chair at home, you can absolutely use that to get started. As you hone your practice, you may prefer to get an Iyengar chair. I put it on my yoga mat so that it doesn't slide away from me for safety. I also take one of my yoga blankets and place it on the seat so that when my head, about where my forehead and hairline are, will touch the seat, it's slightly more comfortable. The pillow, or the blankets here, I put on the back, 1 for comfort, and then 2 to build it up slightly because I'd like it to hit me at my hip crease. And then I have some blocks down there for my hands when I get there. You know, my autistic clients really like the yoga wall, which is what you see behind me in my videos. The props there help them find the shapes in space that I'm asking for them, but very few of my clients have yoga walls at home. And so I try to simulate things that they could do at home in their personal practice. So as I step forward to it, I'm going to bend over the chair and then bring my hands down onto the block. And again, I said about where my hairline is where my head will go. And I can walk my feet out and just enjoy being here. Getting that downward dog stretch, okay? And you could stay there for 7 to 10 breaths before you. The other thing that I wanted to go over was bee's breath. Bee's breath sounds like a beehive in your head. There is a complex hand gesture to do it in a traditional form. That doesn't really work for my autistic clients. Typically we just take the pointer finger and close that little flap at the ear in. And that's how we do bee's breath. Traditionally you would close that flap, the ring finger would go at the valve on the nose, and then you would close just the tip about where the tear duct is on the eye, and then rest at the eyebrow center. That's a little too complex. So it doesn't have to be that complex. Yoga can be simple. So you would really hold, it's like making a humming noise, like an M noise. The lips are together, the teeth are slightly apart, and you're making that sound for the length of your exhale. And then you would inhale again and hold the for the length of your exhale. So I'll do 3 rounds here, and you could do, you know, several rounds on your own. But for sake of timing today, we'll do 3 rounds together. So sitting up as best you can in your easy seated pose, finding your best posture. Let's begin to close the ears and take a nice deep inhale to prepare. to find some inner peace within yourself. You can feel that vibration going through the whole cranium and down the vertebral column, which is very nice. All right, so I'm going to stand up and move our chair and our props kind of out of the way here for a moment. And the last pose that I'd like to show you is Sphinx pose. So sometimes my autistic clients have a lot of anxiety that is building up in their body, and finding some belly work helps them release that. So I like to curl my toe under and really stretch my leg back. That helps me open my hip joint from the side. And then I want to find my forearm and hands pressing down, elbows underneath my shoulder. My pelvis is on the mat as I'm pressing up. I'm allowing the back of my neck to be nice and long. And I'm just holding here. I'm getting a stretch through the front of my body while the back of my body is working. My forearms are pressing down. This is a great forearm stretch as well if you have, if you're on your electronic devices quite a bit. And then after you've held that for 7 to 10 breaths, you can go ahead and come up. All right, so those are my 3 top poses.